I guess I think that holding call is just what they call it. Like that move is illegal, and from listening to Patrick Manley on uh 670 the
Nah,
score, Nail's replacement.
nah,
Uh, long snap. Uh, he said that you're taught not to do that because the ref is standing right behind you and looking for that move to
Hmm.
call it. So Bostic basically just stupidity. Like the ref is looking for it. He's standing 4 feet behind you, and you still did it. So that one's actually like, yeah, it's a weird call. You never see it. That's because guys don't do it because they know better. Like they know better. Bostic apparently doesn't. Like just that's another thing. Like just yellow right down his leg.
Yeah, that's really all it is. Uh, I I don't know. I'm just at a loss. I'm glad it's over. They can look forward to the crumbling Carolina Panthers because that's really what's happening in that franchise right now. One of their defensive players, I didn't hear specifically the name, was popped for substance abuse, performance enhancing substance abuse. So he'll be out for a couple games, just in time for the Bears to get to town, get healthy with a win. Is it just me, or do they
I
seem
don't
to
know.
really?
Carolina's defense is still good though,
I,
thanks to
you know,
Chico.
I, I like to think that they're good and competent, but I just don't see. I just don't have faith in that team this year. Last year, I don't think was a hiccup. I think when they're healthy, they will be very dangerous. But right now, they're not.
I their offense, they have some big receivers. I think the defense is gonna not struggle the way they did against Green Bay, but I think they'll have some problems with the bigger receivers. Um, Carolina does no longer has a running game, but teams tend to get healthy sometimes against the Bears' run D. So we'll see there on that matchup. The Bears will be able to score, don't get me wrong, but I think Carolina's defense might be good enough to keep it a close game, and then you kind of just never know what happens after that. And it's in
Just an
it's in
NFL game.
Carolina, which well I don't know. The
It seems
Bears
like
are
they're always playing in
the
Carolina.
Bears are 2-0 away this year and 0-2 at home, so maybe actually a better thing. So
Yeah, yeah. Just like this past year's White Sox team.
yeah,
Oh gosh. Anyway, Uh, the NFL is all over the place. It's weird. I'm very grateful. I know a couple weeks ago I put a post out there on our show blog, beyondtheheadset.co, yes, .co, not .com, but talking about a lot
you're
of the different things that
confusing
are
the
going on.
masses.
I am. I know that's bad. So, gosh, stupid messes. Anyway, uh, just talking about a lot of the problems that are in the periphery, and I really shouldn't say periphery for the NFL. I am only because it's not what we're here to talk about for the NFL. It's been a lot of troubling news the first quarter, as Lovey Smith would say in the season. A lot of troubling news across the league, not specifically located in one team. And I guess what all I can really say is the NFLPA needs to really kind of clean house themselves and come up with something that they should have really come up with a long time ago. That being said, moving on, this season's all over the place. Trends are being bucked. There are You can't rely on your historical context. Uh, the New England Patriots are not the seemingly imposing evil empire or dynasty that they once were. Uh, San Diego, who saw that really coming?
Yeah, but are
and
they good?
I, I think they're good enough. I don't want to say the AFC is weak, but
I think the AFC might be home to the. Well, I don't know. Like who? I can't tell.
I think your six best teams that will probably that is it six? Yeah, it's six that come out of the
Right.
each division, or excuse me, each conference. I think you're looking at Indianapolis, Houston, Denver, San
Yeah,
Diego.
I think Houston
Uh,
sucks. Houston's a suck fest.
but but I think Tennessee and Jacksonville and the rest of the AFC is that much suckier.
So you're saying coming out of that division?
Coming out of okay, two wild card winners to me, San Diego and Houston. Indianapolis is, I think, will take the division. Denver will take the division in the West. North and South.
My Dolphins are better
Oh,
than Houston. Houston's garbage.
I think your Dolphins are going to the postseason this year.
I, I,
I really do.
I still say New England wins that division. I think. God, the AFC does suck. Well, San Diego is going to be a wild card.
Yeah, if not because they always are. And Philip Rivers is showing himself to be a very, very good quarterback. Still, even though I never thought he was a bad quarterback.
I'm really struggling to come up with a second.
Really?
Oh,
I mean, honestly, do you
Cincinnati.
really want to believe in the Bengals?
Yeah, I do. But more than Houston.
No, Bengals will win their division, and that will just
Well, okay, if
Yeah.
Bengals win the
January
division, then
comes.
Baltimore will be a wild card team.
Okay, I think the wild card races will be good. I think we can settle on that.
And I think Indy
Certainly.
is the second best team in the AFC, and maybe
Oh, yeah.
the third best team overall in the NFL.
Oh yeah, I'll buy that easily, easily. Um,
And I don't even know how good they are yet. But like that's how mushy the rest of the league is.
yes, and when we talk mushy, we mean super mushy. Like, can we really, really trust? What do you think of midseason changes? I guess is one of the questions that are out there right now. Coming out of this week, we received word, or the NFL fans received word that they've dismissed their head coach, the Raiders head coach. So Patrick can rejoice, even
No,
though
he can't.
I think they're probably
No, he can't because they replace
Yeah.
him with
Tony Sperano.
Tony Sperano, who, good luck. I think
Yeah.
Oakland might have 17 losses this year and go 0-17.
they they picked that up. They just found a loss. They they took the wrong route home from the airport. There's that extra loss. Um, I I I don't think much of midseason changes. I think it's reactionary, unless it's so bad. Yeah, and when I mean so bad, I don't think the Raiders have hit that so bad part 4 games into the season this year. I just don't.
Well, I didn't think I knew they were 0-3, but I didn't think they were that bad until this week. I mean, you let Miami just run your ass over. I mean, that's
Run wild on you.
that's inexcusable. I'm a Dolphins fan. That's inexcusable.
Yeah, I think their problems.
No email
are
this week, by the way.
No, we didn't get one. We did have one from week 2. Little out of date now. Thank you for sending it in, Patrick. We look forward to if you do send one in for next week.
Someone
be happy
checked
to
on
read
him
it.
since last night.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really rough go. No one wanted to win that game. And if you don't know what we're talking about, the AL wildcard game, play-in game, happened, and you had 2 teams that just did not want to win for whatever reason.
No, you
was out there.
had coaches that didn't want to win. I think the
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
themselves wanted it.
Well, I believe the organizations wanted the win. Coaches, managers, and at times, at times didn't want to do that. It looked like Brandon Moss was untouchable, knocking in 5 RBIs through 3 at bats, both coming from home runs, and not cheapies either. No doubters, game changers as they really kind of were. But you had bullpen collapses, defensive lapses, mismanagements of bullpens and pitching staffs. Name it all, spin the wheel, you got it. Ned Yost was Ned Yost, and showed why he was fired from pretty much every other job he's ever had. And I don't know what the deal is with the A's. I don't know. I cannot blame Billy Beane because he's not managing the team. I really have a hard time arguing with the moves that he made, but because chances are I think everyone would have made the same moves given the opportunity. When you have the chance to pick up two top flight pitchers for the year, I think you go ahead and do that. You were a team that was built to go to the postseason. Yes, you got to the postseason. You didn't win it all.
That's the thing. Anything can happen once you get there, especially in a one-game playoff. A one-game
Right.
playoff, uh, man, anything could happen, and we saw a lot in that one game, and
Yeah.
that's you do your best to make the playoffs. That's why the division, is so important. You want to win that division so that you don't have to have that one game coin cost, coin
Right.
cost, coin
Coin. Yeah.
toss. So, because you can even put the best uh, postseason pitcher in our lifetime out on that mound, and as soon as he's out of the game, weird things can happen. Weird things did happen, and you're now out of the playoffs. So you want to win that division. That's kind of what, like, how did they not win that division? Why did they just take a dive basically after the trade deadline? And I'm not blaming the trades that they made, like you said. Every move I think was the right move, but uh, they stopped winning after that, though.
Yeah. One of the worst records after the trade deadline. And to me, there was no reason for it. I can understand the Angels getting hot, but there's no reason to piddle away an 8-game lead going into the All Star break. Be around the trade deadline. You had the thing locked. No reason for that to happen. I'm not going to blame Billy Beane. Maybe you take a look at Doug Melvin and see what was going on there, but you can't have a road. Yeah, I know you need stability in an organization, and yes, I know there has to be accountability. Players, as far as I'm concerned, the players didn't do their job. They didn't execute. And look at the root. Go to the lowest level for that. You don't need to look at the organization saying, "Oh, this is an organizational mentality of TBS." They certainly seem to have a frequent case anytime October comes around. TBS just happens. And unfortunately, it happened and was very funny
Nah, you
to
beat me
them.
to it.
Yeah. Well, TBS, while being the broadcasting network, tight booty syndrome as well. And they play tight. They really, really do. I don't know if it's because of expectations and everyone's kind of finally waiting for them to get over the hump and to get them to the promised land, because that is the organization that changed so many things in baseball, and why we're talking about why we hate the bunt, or made a bunt hate reference. So, and yes, we hate the bunt just like we hate Josh McCown as a starting quarterback. So I know, really tough pill to swallow there. enjoy
They
enjoy
don't worry
paying
because they
him.
also hate him in Tampa now. So
Well, they can hate him to the tune of 12 mil. So I don't think much of the Royals organization. I think their manager will certainly cost them a game or two in the spotlight. I don't think their offense is as potent as what it needs to be, especially going into Anaheim, especially with Anaheim having home series advantage. Excuse me. I like them coming out, and right now the other playing game for the NL is going on in the Bay Area, or excuse me, PNC, with Pittsburgh and San Francisco, and I think you said San Francisco was up big.
yeah, they were up 5-0. I clicked off it. Let me get back to
I wouldn't be surprised if that score holds,
right.
or has increased in
So
any way, shape, or form.
okay, I'm still pulling for the Royals though. It's not so much. I like the players on their team, and I like their fandom. I guess I just kind of deal with Ned Yost. Um, but I still rather see the Royals come out of there rather than the Tigers or you know the
Orioles. Oh,
Angels. I can deal with the Orioles. I can deal with the
oh, see,
Orioles.
I can deal with the Angels.
It's 7-0 San Francisco. I can't deal with the Angels. I can't.